thanks for joining us here at the Weekly Good on OnlyGood TV's new YouTube channel. I'm Marysol Castro. Happy New Year, first of all. If you're one of our regular seasoned vets, welcome back. If you're new to OGTV, welcome to the best damn place to get your feel-good videos every week. We're starting this year off with a very special episode featuring our friends from Tracy's Dogs Adoptions and our series Dog's Journey Home. In the series, Tracy finds new forever homes for dogs that she pulls and rehabs from overcrowded shelters in South Texas. But deciding which dogs to take is the most difficult and heart-wrenching task you can even imagine. Take a peek at the latest episode of Dog's Journey Home.
Animal shelters in South Texas are inundated every day with animals that have no place to go. All right, let's do this.
I have to get some variety for people.
Oh, so cute. I do have some space. Honey, you look so sad. Right now, I am so overloaded. I hate this, Lori.
I know.
That's a beautiful lab. I'm gonna go ahead and test this one. It means I gotta leave this one behind. I know. See, I can't even look at that dog.
She's got some skin disease, kind of looks a little bit like heartworm positive.
If I keep doing this, we're gonna be broke, but how do you do that to a dog? I cannot take this dog.
Joining me now from A Dog's Journey Home, the man, the myth, the legend himself, and the co-founder of Tracy's Dogs, Scott Whyatt. What'd you think of that intro?
I was impressed. In fact, I'm glad you took my script and ran with it. I love when people use my content. That's awesome. How you doing, darling?
I'm great. It's so good to see you again. We love your show. We love having you on our show. But straight to business, the episode we saw your wife, Tracy. How often does she go to shelters like this to choose these dogs?
We go to the shelters once a month. And the reason is because we have intake outcome program. So as many dogs as we will adopt, that's how many we'll bring in. And when I'm actually literally handing off dogs in a particular city across the country on a Saturday afternoon once a month, that's exactly the same time that Tracy's walking through shelters in South Texas to pick up the dogs. She wastes zero time. So when I depart, she will take off the next day, be in a shelter, probably 4 to 5 shelters on that Saturday, and pull as many dogs as we have room for.
Wow. So talk to us a little bit about the conditions in these shelters.
Some are fairly well taken care of. Brownsville in particular is a decent shelter, but there are some cities with not a lot of money. Overcrowding is a bigger issue. The staff is overwhelmed. The physical property are not in good condition. Mm-hmm. Dogs are stacked sometimes 3, 4 in a shelter, in a kennel run. And I have seen puppy kennel runs with 10 to 15 dogs in it. So some of the conditions are really, really very difficult. And that makes it extremely hard to walk through, see dogs in that condition and not want to take every single one of them.
Well, Scott, it's interesting you say that because I was going to ask you, the only thing more challenging, I would think, is how do you choose which dogs to take? Because like you said, you only have room, you have finite room.
I find it impossible, and that's why I don't do it. Tracy does that, and it's very difficult on her because your mind is working. You know the number of dogs we can accommodate safely, but you see the faces and you see the condition of these dogs. You see moms with litters that might be 5 days old, a week old. So it's very, very hard. I try to give her some parameters based on what I think we need for the next trip. So if we're going to Minnesota, they like small dogs because in the winters, generally they're inside. If we go to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, they love the larger dogs. They do in Madison. So while I give her some constraints, most of the time she follows them. Sometimes she doesn't, and her heart takes over. And we have to balance that between illness and healthy dogs. We have 9 heartworm dogs right now that I have to treat. It's very expensive. So I asked her on one of the last trips down to the shelter not to take any more heartworm, but
too bad, dude.
So she will be mindful of my recommendations, but she calls us out in the shelters.
And so what, as well she should, I mean, truth be told, girl power. Sorry, dude. What happens once she brings the shelter dogs to the rescue?
It is a bit of a chaotic scene. She has spent all day in the shelters, drives 4.5 hours back. We usually arrives about 9 p.m. at night. where the kennel techs have been waiting for her after their shift. They have to get everybody off of the van, everybody processed. There are certain things, they all get booster vaccination, deworming, flea and tick, and then they have to be sequestered to the appropriate room based on who we think everybody will get along with in a pack. So there's probably 4 hours of work easily when she arrives back at the rescue at between 9 and 10 p.m. at night.
Wow, it is a well-oiled machine. At least it sounds like it is.
Well, when after 4,800 dogs have come through the system, you would hope that you have some pretty good processes in place and you've got it dialed in really well. I can tell you, if we did not, the chaos would expand through our entire operation. And for me, who's a little bit of a control freak, just like a little bit, I like everything in its place. I like order, I like process, I like everybody to know what they're doing at any one time, because all of that contributes to happy dogs, healthy dogs, and animals that will make great pets in somebody's home one day. And that's our ultimate goal, is to get them home.
So the last dog we see in the latest episode is a yellow lab. I think her name is Grace. Is that right? Tell me about Grace.
Grace was at the Brownsville shelter, and Tracy was under instructions not to pull any more heartworm dogs. But passing by her kennel, there's some connection happened. And she struggled whether or not to pull Grace or not. Her head went over and Grace came along. She had heartworm, skin condition, but I think the biggest thing that really struck Tracy was that Grace had an owner. She was chipped. They didn't want her. And that affects Tracy in a much different fashion than dogs that are just out and loose. So Gracie wound up coming home. It was a connection. I think it was an instant connection. And I think Tracy can really feel and sense from some of these dogs that just want to get pulled out of the shelters. And Gracie put on a show for her. Did a really, really fine job and wound up at Tracy's Dogs.
At Tracy's Dog, and also the subject of a song and a music video. Hello?
Well, yeah, I can play the guitar, but I never got asked. Honestly, Tracy is a huge music fan. She saw Chris Jones' viral video like everybody else on the planet did. She fell in love with his voice, wanted to have somebody tell our story in a very different way. And I saw Chris's video too, Tennessee Whiskey, and I thought, man, this is a good old boy from Texas, and he's got a great voice. But the thing that really struck me instantly with him, he was with a young girl, I think his daughter, sincerity. He really has a sincere way about him. And when you're doing this kind of work, you better be real, and you better be sincere, and you better care. And that came through in his video, and we thought, what better person than Chris Jones to do this? And he's got an amazing voice, by the way. I mean, the guy's really, really good.
Really, really beautiful voice. And I gotta tell you, I think that video is gonna go a long way. What about you?
I think so. It was fun to watch them make it. I enjoyed every minute we had with Chris. I think his background is in construction. He's a hardworking guy. He comes across really well-grounded, and I think the video would be fantastic because there's a great story, and we have a great storyteller doing it, and I'm thrilled. I'm pretty excited to see how well it's received. I think it'll be fantastic.
I tend to agree with you. I also tend to agree that I love talking to you.
Same here.
And please send my best to Tracy and all the puppies. Thanks again, Scott. You can see the new episode of A Dog's Journey Home about Tracy's monthly trips to the South Texas shelters on our new YouTube channel called OnlyGood TV. But wait, there's more. As a bonus, for those of us who love A Dog's Journey Home, we have the sneak peek of the new music video for You Rescued Me by Chris Jones. Take a look.
You rescued me, you set me free, you showed me what love is when it comes from the heart, and you came along, you gave me a new song, I'll sing it forever.
Joining me now is the artist who sings that beautiful song all the way from Alvarado, Texas, Chris Jones. Welcome to the Weekly Good, Chris.
Hello, thank y'all for having me.
Did I say that correctly? Is it Alvarado or Alvarado?
Alvarado. I'm not from Alvarado anymore. That's old.
All right.
So, yeah.
All right.
I'm in Huntsville now.
Well, listen, you're here, and that's all that matters. So thank you so much. It is truly a beautiful song. How did you get blessed with being the singer of it?
Just exactly how you worded it, just blessed. I mean, it kind of fell on, the opportunity just fell on me. Tracy reached out and picked me for it. So yeah, nothing that I did. I think just she just happened to like my music and wanted me to sing the song. So that's how it came about.
I think half of showbiz is I'd rather be lucky than good, right?
That's true. That is very true, yes.
So Chris, I wonder, when you read the lyrics, what was your reaction?
When I first read it, my management sent it to me, and I've never done anything like this before. So instantly, in reading it and learning the song, I just kind of thought about, you know, who it was going to reach, and how ignorant I was to everything that goes on, you know, especially when it has to do with dogs and that. So instantly, I just thought about what a blessing it was, and how far it would reach, and how many dogs that would be helped.
Yeah, I have to say, I had the same experience when I first met the Wyatt family and Tracy's dogs, because I think there aren't enough people who realize that there are so many dogs that really need homes. Talk to us a little bit about shooting the music video.
Again, this was probably the second video that I've made this far, you know, but to come down there and actually be around all the dogs, and I was lucky. I brought my girlfriend with me, who was actually a dog lover herself. We have pit bulls, and so to be around it was just an amazing experience. And of course, touching, you know, to walk in there. And I think what kind of eased it for us being around those dogs was we knew that they were going to find homes.
Tell me, I was going to ask you if you have dogs. So you have a pit bull.
I have two.
And their names are?
Apollo and Sister. Which Apollo, yeah, when I met my girlfriend, she had Apollo, and so it's kind of her dog, just kind of became mine too. Luckily, he loved me just as much, but you know, he follows her around, and it's almost like a reincarnation of a person, you know, as clingy as he is to her. But little sister came later. We named her Little Sister because she's Apollo's little sister, and so we're training her. So.
Your fans, Tracy and Scott, said that I have to ask you to sing this song for us live because you have such a beautiful voice.
You rescued me.
Woo!
You set me free. You show me what love is when it comes from the heart. And you came along. You showed me a new song. I'll sing it forever together with you. 'Cause you rescued me.
And you rescued me with those pipes. Oh my goodness, thank you. Thank you so much. So Chris, what else are you working on? What are your future present projects?
Yeah, well, the EP that we released last year is doing incredible. Just self-titled EP. It's doing real good. We're working on the new album. I'm doing a whole lot of writing right now, getting prepared. I've always been kind of a country bluesy kind of writer when I write music. And so now I'm learning how to, you know, write some one-step songs, more concert style. But the incredible thing is, actually on the 11th, the day after we're releasing this video, I'm going down for a huge, to a huge platform. That's probably, it's been stressed to me and over again, it's probably going to change my career. That I will be performing in front of some major people. And if I do well, then I get picked up by several booking agencies, and then I go on tour. So,
well,
yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah, thank you.
Fingers and toes crossed for you. Oh my goodness. It is your time, my friend. Thanks again so much for singing for us, and good luck with everything that you're working on.
Thank you so much. Thank y'all for having me.
Thank you so much, Chris. Well, that was a jam-packed show. Thank you for watching. I'm Marysol Castro, reminding you to be positive, be kind to one another. Maybe even rescue a dog, too. I'll see you here next week. We're sure to have more great stories for you right here on OnlyGood TV. Because remember, at OGTV, it's only good.